Hey guys, this is Shane here from Echo Soundworks. In this video, we're going to be talking about vocal chops, more specifically, how you can quickly come up with unique melodies for your vocal chops. So I kind of have a little workflow technique or hack, whatever you want to call it, that I like to use when I'm trying to come up with a vocal chop melody. Now, it's especially useful when you can't unhear the melody of the vocal you're working with, right? So if you spend about 5-10 minutes chopping up the melody, you're obviously hearing and listening to that melody, whether it's an a cappella or a vocal sample from a sample pack or sound set. And sometimes it can be really hard to unhear that melody and come up with unique melodies. So I have a quick little hack that I like to use to get around that. All right, so let's take a listen to the track that we'll be working with and get started. All right, so here's what I did. Here's how I created that final vocal chop. It actually started from a melody that I wrote. So here is a preset in SERUM. It sounds like this. It's gonna sound a lot like the final vocal chop melody we just heard. Right? So what I did was I brought in a vocal file, an a cappella, chopped it up, chopped different sections, and literally just matched it almost note for note. And inevitably what will happen is you'll stumble across some humanistic element of the voice that will lead you to probably change the melody a little bit, to deviate just slightly. So some of the notes here in the vocal file, the vocal chop, are a little bit longer. They're not as staccato because the synth plays differently than the human voice. But you can hear that these are very similar sounding files. If I play them together, we'll solo it. Right, so you could even, if it's a one-to-one recreation, you could even layer a synth in with it. Right, so that's how you can do that. Now, it's pretty simple. All you do in your respective DAWs, you're going to chop up the audio, take some bits of your source material, whether it's an a cappella or a sample from like a sample pack sound set, whatever it might be, and then pitch it up, pitch it down to match the notes in your melody. So I'm going to create one basically from scratch here. So here is a vocal chop that's not currently in time with this track, because I don't want to speed it up before I make my chops. I want to have that flexibility. But it's from our sound set Sphere. Sounds like this. So like I said, it's not in time currently with the track, but it is in the right pitch. I pitched it up to match. So what I'll do is I'll just go through and start chopping this up, taking sections that sound nice. Now you typically don't want super short, sections or chops of any material because it can be hard to work with, especially when you're pitching it up and you want to have more to work with than less, right? So I'm just going to start chopping this. So now we have these chops here, and I'll get this tail off of here. Right, so I already have that one. So let's see what this one is here. So that's a different one right there. So let's grab that one. And I'm just grabbing different ones. You don't want like a bunch of the exact same one, because what's the point? That's the point of a vocal chop. That's why vocal chops are cool and unique, is you can have the same note triggering or playing back, but it can be a different section of the vocal. So this one's gonna be different here. This one's gonna be a little bit different here. So we'll take that, delete that. So I usually give myself about 8 to 10 to work with. So if I play this now. All right, so I could even just turn that into a melody. Now, like I said, sometimes you'll hear a vocal, you'll chop up a vocal, and you'll get an idea right away. I have an idea just by hearing this. All right, so I've moved the vocal chops out of sight. I had just hid the track real quick because I need some room to see some of the other tracks. I'm going to lay down a melody with the synth patch, and I'm just going to kind of freestyle just to give myself some direction with the vocal chops. So let's lay something down real quick. All right, so that's not the craziest melody in the world, but it will do. Let me quantize that. Take a listen. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go through, chop up the melody that we just took the vocal chops from. I'm going to make it match this melody. I'm going to speed up the video as I do that because that'll probably take me about 10-15 minutes. All right, so here is the final version. It's a little different. Again, that's because of just the nature of the human voice and working with vocal chops. But if we play them together, right, so let's turn off that lead and let's listen to the final version of the vocal chop. Right, so it's not perfect, but it's getting there, and that's the point. This only took about 10 minutes, came up with the melody, I had some direction, and now I have a couple ideas where I might want to take it that's going to deviate from that melody, but it all kick-started with that initial kind of guide track with the melody. All right, so that's going to sum up the video. If you have any questions or comments, post those and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. If you guys haven't subscribed to our channel, please do that. It means a lot to us. The support is greatly appreciated. If you guys do subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell so you get an update when we release a new tutorial or a new video. All right, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.